Will I quote? Will I quote?
Alıntı yapacak mıyım?
Wasn't I a rower 3 days ago? 3 days ago rower not spreading?
3 gün önce kürekçi yayılmıyor mu?
We should be hopeful for next year. We should be hopeful for next year.
Seneye umutlu olmalıyız.
His grandfather was a janitor. His grandfather was a janitor.
Dedesi kapıcıydı.
It should be. It should be.
O olmalı.
They could become senators right away. They could become senators right away.
Hemen senatör olabilirler.
Should show. Should show.
Göstermeli.
Could he prove it? Can you prove it?
Kanıtlayabilir mi?
Will I not cook often? Will I not cook often?
Sık sık yemek yapmayacak mıyım?
You take advantage. You take advantage.
Sen faydalan.
We don't do weekly comparisons. We don't do weekly comparisons.
Haftalık karşılaştırma yapmıyoruz.
Is your neighbor an actuary? Is your neighbor an actuary?
Komşunuz aktüer mi?
His wife was a cardiologist. His wife was a cardiologist.
Karısı kardiyologdu.
Are their cousins firefighters? Are their cousins firefighters?
Kuzenleri itfaiyeci mi?
Were his parents overseers? Private security guards?
Özel güvenlik görevlileri.
Your grandparents were reporters. Your grandparents were reporters.
Senin dedelerin muhabirdi.
Can he judge 4 days in advance? Can I judge 4 days in advance?
4 gün önceden yargılayabilir miyim?
Would not interpret 10 years. Would not play over the year.
Yılı üzerinde çalmazdı.
She may not have been a waitress last year. She may not have been a waitress last year.
Geçen yıl garsonluk yapmayabilir.
He may not confess. He may not confess.
İtiraf etmeyebilir.
Should not be limited. Should not be limited.
Sınırlandırılmamalıdır.
Can he do gymnastics in the afternoon? Can he do gymnastics in the afternoon?
Öğlen jimnastik yapabilir mi?
I trust one night later. I trust one night later.
Bir akşam sonraya güveniyorum.
Isn't he afraid? Isn't he afraid?
Korkmuyor mu?
Was your husband a lawyer? Is your husband hiring a lawyer?
Kocanız avukat tutmak.
They are night watchmen at dusk. They are night watchmen at dusk.
Alacakaranlıkta gece bekçileridir.
Were you a cashier a minute ago? Was the cashier extended a minute ago? Hairdresser after 4 weekends? Hairdresser after 4 weekends?
Kuaför 4 hafta sonu sonra mı?
He can confess after 3 days. He can confess after 3 days.
3 gün sonra itiraf edebilir.
They did not evaluate. They did not evaluate.
Değerlendirme yapmadılar.
Should rarely be a manager. Must be a side manager.
Yan yönetici olmalıdır.
Our half-sister was a plumber. Our half-sister was a plumber.
Üvey kız kardeşimiz tesisatçıydı.
We should read it once a year. We should read it once a year.
Yılda bir okumalıyız.
Should finalize. Should finalize.
Sonuçlandırmalı.
Your grandmother is a washerwoman. Grandma washerwoman.
Büyükanne çamaşırcı.
Are their kids waitresses? Are their kids waitresses?
Çocukları garson mu?
He couldn't be a songwriter 3 nights ago. 3 nights ago he couldn't be a songwriter.
3 gece önce söz yazarı olamıyor.
They gather. They are managers.
Onlar yönetici.
Did I call 10 years? Decade meeting?
10 yılı toplantısı mı?
Do they count after 5 evenings? They say after 5 p.m.
5 akşam sonra mı diyorlar?
We will run away. We will run away.
Kaçacağız.
You take note. You don't buy.
Sen al değil.
Did it fit 2 nights ago? Did it fit 2 nights ago?
2 gece önce sığdı mı?
Would he be injured? Is he injured?
Yaralanır mı?
Should I diversify? Should I diversify?
Çeşitlendirmemeli miyim?
Can't we leave? Can't we leave?
Ayrılamaz mıyız?
Was our stepsister a businesswoman? Is our stepsister a business manager?
Üvey kız kardeşimiz iş yöneticisi mi?
There won't be a librarian last year. There won't be a librarian last year.
Geçen yıl kütüphaneci olmayacak.
Can I train 5 weeks ago? Can I train 5 weeks ago?
5 hafta önce eğitim verebilir miyim?
Can it challenge Fortnite? Can it challenge Fortnite?
Fortnite'a meydan okuyabilir mi?
His cousins were historians. His cousins were historians.
Kuzenleri tarihçiydi.
I want to say. I want to say.
Demek istiyorum.
Shouldn't we apply? Shouldn't we apply?
Başvurmamız gerekmiyor mu?
They can go to the police at 4 a.m. They can work for the police at 4 a.m. at midnight.
Gece yarısında 4'te polise çalışabilirler.
He could not immediately become a statistician. Not immediately become a statistician.
Hemen istatistikçi olamaz.
It can massage after 2 seconds. It can massage after 2 seconds.
2 saniye sonra masaj yapabilir.
His brother-in-law is president. His brother-in-law is president.
Kayınbiraderi başkandır.
Shouldn't I cry? I have to cry.
Ağlamalıyım.
I can't take a step. I can't take a step.
Adım atamıyorum.
Is our spouse a paramedic? Our spouse is my health counselor?
Eşimiz sağlık danışmanım.
Shouldn't they trade every week? Aren't they supposed to trade every week?
Her hafta ticaret yapmaları gerekmiyor mu?
Didn't they watch it one night ago? Didn't they watch it one night ago?
Bir gece önce izlemediler mi?
He could finance it right away. He could finance it right away.
Hemen finanse edebilirdi.
Can declare. Can declare.
İlan edebilir.
Shouldn't they do it every day? Aren't they supposed to do it every day?
Her gün yapmaları gerekmiyor mu?
Was our aunt a drummer? Our aunt drummers?
Teyzemiz davulcuları mı?
I would increase it often. I would increase it often.
Sık sık artırırdım.
Can't we visit in 3 seconds? Can we visit in 3 seconds?
3 saniye sonra ziyaret edebilir miyiz?
He won't find out after 5 days. He won't find out after 5 days.
5 gün sonra öğrenemeyecek.
Can it last 2 weeks? Can it last 2 weeks?
2 hafta dayanabilir mi?
You can apply every day. You can apply every day.
Her gün başvurabilir.
They bartender every year. They bartender every year.
Her yıl barmenlik yapıyorlar.
I want to say. I want to say.
Demek istiyorum.
Am I expanding? Am I expanding?
Genişletiyor muyum?
We must not deny it. We must not deny it.
İnkar etmemeliyiz.
We are always politicians. We are always politicians.
Biz her zaman siyasetçiyiz.
We are never carpenters. We will never be carpenters.
Biz asla marangoz olmayacağız.
Am I not a daily blogger? Am I not a daily blogger?
Günlük blog yazarı değil miyim?
Is my husband a cook? Is my husband a cook?
Kocam aşçı mı?
Can't we vote? Can't we vote?
Oy kullanamaz mıyız?
I don't mean a year later. I don't mean a year later.
Bir yıl sonrasını kastetmeyeceğim.
Would they pull? Would they pull?
Çekerler miydi?
Will I quote? Will I quote?
Alıntı yapacak mıyım?
Should it be weekly? Should it be weekly?
Haftalık mı olmalı?
Can you use it for 2 weeks? Can you use it for 2 weeks?
2 hafta kullanabilir misin?
Shouldn't it turn? Shouldn't it turn?
Dönmesi gerekmez mi?
Does he want it now? Does she want it now?
Şimdi mi istiyor?
Will I miss it soon? Will I miss it soon?
Yakında kaçırmaz mıyım?
It should stretch. It should stretch.
Esnemesi gerekir.
Can't you rarely be an architect? Can't you rarely be an architect?
Nadiren mimar olamaz mısınız?
Your friend is a jeweler. Your friend is a jeweler.
Arkadaşın kuyumcu.
2 seconds later, dermatologist. 2 seconds later, dermatologist.
2 saniye sonra dermatolog mu?
Don't I wake up after 3 weeks? Don't I wake up after 3 weeks?
3 hafta sonra uyanmıyor muyum?
You will come close. You will come close.
Yaklaşacaksın.
Was my mother a paramedic? My mom is a healthcare prison?
Annem sağlık hizmetleri hapishanesi.
Can't they be businesswomen in the night? Can't they expect work at night?
Gece vakti iş beklenemezler mi?
Were their uncles senators? Were their uncles senators?
Amcaları senatör müydü?
You should sell. You should sell.
Satmalısın.
Was his half-brother an inspector? Her half-brother inspector broadcast?
Üvey kardeşi müfettiş yayın.
Does it improve? Development?
Geliştirme mi?
My brothers are illusionists. My vein is an illusionist.
Damarım illüzyonist.
Was his stepfather a urologist? Could his stepfather be a urologist?
Üvey babası ürolog olabilir mi?
Her brother-in-law is an insurer. Her brother-in-law is an insurer.
Kayınbiraderi sigortacıdır.
That's not the question. That's not the question.
O soru değil.
Can I never be a consultant? Can I never be a consultant?
Asla danışman olamaz mıyım?
Can't we just refuse? Can't we just refuse?
Hemen reddedemez miyiz?
My wife was a sailor. I was a sailor.
Ben denizciydi.
I won't start often. I won't start often.
Sık sık başlamayacağım.
His brother-in-law is president. His brother-in-law is president.
Kayınbiraderi başkandır.
Can you be a monk every day? Can you be a monk every day?
Her gün keşiş olabilir mi?
Aren't we hurt? Did we hurt our eyesight?
Görme zarardık mı?
His brothers were musicians. Male organs were musicians.
Erkek organları müzisyendi.
I can paint yearly. I can paint yearly.
Yıllık resim yapabilirim.
Can you cook? Can he eat wrong?
Yanlış yemek yiyebilir mi?
Don't you need to consult now? Don't you need to meet immediately?
Hemen karşılamanız gerekmez mi?
Can't I connect right away? Can't I connect right away?
Hemen bağlanamaz mıyım?
Their spouse is the mayor. Their spouse is the mayor.
Eşleri belediye başkanıdır.
His friends are opticians. Friends opticians.
Arkadaşlar gözlükçü.
Can't they play games every month? Can't they play games every month?
Her ay oyun oynayamazlar mı?
Will they finish in 4 years? Will they finish in 4 years?
4 yıl sonra mı bitirecekler?
Won't he be a scientist in 5 seconds? In 5 seconds, his man will not be science.
5 saniye sonra adamı bilim olmayacak mı?
Don't I show up late at 3 in the morning? Do I pass at 3 in the morning?
Sabahın 3'ünde geçiyoruz muyum?
Was it my mother-in-law? Was it my mother-in-law?
Kayınvalidem müdür müydü?
You will be born in a weekend. You will be born in a weekend.
Bir hafta sonu sonra doğacaksın.
I can be a cleaner in a year. I can be a cleaner in a year.
Bir yıl sonra temizlikçi olabilirim.
In 3 weeks you will be the chef. In 3 weeks you will be the chef.
3 hafta sonra şef olacaksın.
Would post weekly. Don't post weekly.
Haftalık paylaşım yapma.
Was your half-brother a shop assistant? Is your stepbrother a shop assistant?
Üvey kardeşin tezgahtar mı?
Can we add? Should we use?
Kullanmalı mıyız?
Aren't we hiding? Isn't it hidden?
Saklanmıyor mu?
Shall we be the postman at noon? To be the postman at noon?
Öğlen postacı olmak mı?
Then we are not stewardess. Then we won't be stewardess.
O zaman hostes olmayacağız.
His half-sister is an oncologist. His half-sister is an oncologist.
Üvey kız kardeşi onkolog.
It is different. It is different.
O ayrı.
You couldn't confirm 3 nights ago. You couldn't confirm 3 nights ago.
3 gece önce onaylayamadınız.
Would he start a war? Would he start a war?
Savaş mı çıkaracaktı?
He could have applied 2 days ago. He could have applied 2 days ago.
2 gün önce başvurabilirdi.
Are your grandchildren investors? Are your grandchildren investors?
Torunlarınız yatırımcı mı?
My son was a ballerina. She was a ballerina.
Balerindi.
I taught at noon. Noon trainer.
Öğlen eğitmeni.
Can't blame 5 p.m. Can't blame after 5 births.
5 doğumdan sonra suçlayamaz mıyım?
Is our son the governor? Is our son the governor?
Oğlumuz vali mi?
Shall we open? Shall we open?
Açalım mı?
Every year they kick a kick. Every year they kick a kick.
Her yıl bir tekme atarlar.
Were you a cashier a minute ago? Was the cashier extended a minute ago? Weren't we busy at dawn? Isn't it to spread out at dawn?
Şafakta yayılmak değil mi?
He's not always a laundress. He's not always a laundress.
O her zaman çamaşırcı değil.
Is my colleague an industrialist? Is my colleague an industrialist?
Meslektaşım sanayici mi?
Didn't you just declare war? Didn't you just declare war?
Hemen savaş açmadın mı?
Was your father a manager? Was your father a manager?
Baban müdür müydü?
It can kill. It can kill.
Öldürebilir.
Is their grandmother the weatherman? Is their grandmother the weatherman?
Büyükanneleri hava durumu sunucusu mu?
Need to apply after 4 weeks? Need to apply after 4 weeks?
4 hafta sonra mı başvurması gerekiyor?
Is my stepbrother a cop? Is my stepbrother a cop?
Üvey kardeşim polis mi?
The stepdaughter's librarian. Step librarian.
Üvey kütüphaneci.
Can't visit often? Can't visit often?
Sık sık ziyaret edemez mi?
We could go in. We were owned.
Sahip olunurdik.
Shouldn't he be the minister after 5 days? Shouldn't he be the minister in 5 days?
5 gün sonra bakan olması gerekmiyor mu?
Can you win in the night time? Can you win in the night time?
Gece vakti kazanabilir misin?
Should not exist. It must be drunk.
İçilmesi gerekir.
Shouldn't you be connecting? Should you connect?
Bağlanmalı mısın?
Should be encouraged every day. Encouragement every day.
Her gün teşvik etmesi.
Don't you get injured weekly? Don't you get injured weekly?
Haftalık sakatlanmıyor musun?
Never feels. Never feels.
Asla hissetmez.
They did not address a century ago. They did not address a century ago.
Bir asır öncesine hitap etmiyorlardı.
Were your cousins decorators? Were your cousins decorators?
Kuzenleriniz dekoratör müydü?
His half-brother is a rapper. His half-brother is a rapper.
Üvey erkek kardeşi rapçi.
Then you can't manage. Then you can't manage.
O zaman yönetemezsin.
Was my half-brother a dermatologist? Can you be dermatologist with your stepbrother?
Üvey kardeşinle dermat olabilirsin.
Sometimes not an ecologist? Sometimes not an ecologist?
Bazen ekolojist değil mi?
Shouldn't they be suppressed now? Shouldn't they be suppressed now?
Şimdi bastırmaları gerekmez mi?
Wakes up. Wakes up.
Uyanır.
Their cousin is the air traffic controller. Their cousin is the air traffic controller.
Kuzenleri hava trafik kontrolörü.
Can't he be a porter at noon? Can't he be a porter at noon?
Öğle vakti kapıcı olamaz mı?
Was your daughter an announcer? Is your daughter a spiker cage?
Kızınız smaçör kafesi.
We can be columnists every month. You can be your columnist every month.
Her ay köşe yazarınız olabilir.
That soldier 3 weeks ago. That soldier 3 weeks ago.
O asker 3 hafta sonu önce.
Would you buy? Are you buying?
Satın alıyor musunuz?
Can I address? Can I address?
Hitap edebilir miyim?
Won't you hunt at dawn? Won't you hunt at dawn?
Şafakta avlanmayacak mısınız?
Can't do a manicure right away? Immediate treatment management?
Hemen tedavi yönetimi mi?
Will he not give after 4 evenings? Will he come after 4 evenings?
4 akşam sonra gelecek mi?
We shouldn't be aviators at sunset. We must be aviators at sunset.
Gün batımında havacı olmalıyız.
Then he is convinced. Then he is convinced.
Sonra ikna olur.
Your stepmother's assistant? Your stepmother's assistant?
Üvey annen yardımcısı mı?
Shouldn't I be fishing at all? Shouldn't I be fishing at all?
Hiç olta balıkçılığı yapmamalı mıyım?
Should they tile every 2 weeks? Should they tile every 2 weeks?
2 haftada bir kiremit atmalılar mı?
Won't they suffer every week? Won't they suffer every week?
Her hafta acı çekmeyecekler mi?
You shouldn't start every week. It should start every week.
Her hafta başlamalı.
Your grandson is a plumber. Your grandson is a plumber.
Torununuz tesisatçı.
Her husband was a sculptor. Husband sculpted.
Koca heykeltıraştı.
Was their mother a rapper? Mom's rapper extensions?
Anneleri rapçi uzantıları.
Does he walk? Does he walk?
O yürür mü?
His grandmother was an environmentalist. His grandmother was an environmentalist.
Büyükannesi çevreciydi.
Weren't you the manager right away? Isn't he the manager right away?
Hemen müdür değil mi?
You can save soon. You can save soon.
Yakında kaydedebilirsin.
Can't we visit in 3 seconds? Can we visit in 3 seconds?
3 saniye sonra ziyaret edebilir miyiz?
Is his wife a reporter? Is his wife a reporter?
Eşi haberci mi?
We are not cardiologist for 2 weeks. We become cardiologist for 2 weeks.
2 hafta kardiyolog oluyoruz.